Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're taking a closer look at Keeno Worldwide's Quarantine and Chill EP. Came out in 2020.
Yeah, 2020. What a year, right?
Exactly. A really unique time globally.
For sure. And that context, all that change and isolation, it makes you think this EP might be, well, a really interesting snapshot.
That's what we're hoping. Our mission here is really just to dig into it, see what insights we can pull from this musical moment.
And it's out there for everyone to hear, by the way.
Yeah.
All the usual digital music spots.
Good point. So listeners can check it out easily. It's pretty concise, just 3 tracks.
Yeah, it feels intentional, doesn't it?
It does. So let's dive in. Track 1, Hold Time Mike. It's the opener, sets the tone. What jumped out at you here?
Well, the first thing, honestly, the producer, or the fact that the producer isn't listed. It's unknown.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it makes you curious, right? Like, was that deliberate? To focus just on Keeno? Or maybe it was just a lockdown kind of collaboration, more informal.
That's a great point. The mystery itself adds something, doesn't it?
Definitely.
Okay, then track 2 is the title track. Quarantine and Chill. You can't really ignore the name, given the timing.
No, absolutely not. It's front and center. And I think because we all went through that in some form,
right,
this track probably hit home for a lot of people. It likely taps into that whole emotional space, being stuck, maybe wanting connection, but also finding some peace in the quiet. I wonder if the sound itself, the music, tries to create that feeling, like immersing you in that specific atmosphere of the time.
Yeah, it positions itself that way, doesn't it? A sound for that moment. You can kind of picture people listening to it then.
Exactly.
All right, so the last track is Studio Sessions. The title alone suggests something different, maybe more personal.
Yeah, that's what it implies, I think. A sort of glimpse behind the scenes into Keeno's actual creative process during that restricted time.
So how did the lockdown affect the art?
Precisely. Did the limitations change things? Maybe even spark a different kind of creativity? This track might give us some clues about, the challenges, but also the adaptations artists had to make.
It makes you think about how sometimes limits can actually, push innovation.
It really can.
So thinking about the 3 tracks, it's almost like a journey. You start with Hold Time Mike, kind of outward facing. Then you go into the core theme with Quarantine and Chill, and finish inside the creative space with Studio Sessions.
That's a really nice way to frame it. It feels like a mini narrative across just 3 songs.
Yeah.
And, beyond just the tracks themselves, it's worth mentioning how Keeno Worldwide interacts with listeners.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, things like having merch, digital gift cards, and they ship internationally. It shows they're really trying to connect everywhere.
That makes sense. Building that global reach.
And there's a weekly newsletter, too. That feels like a pretty direct line, doesn't it? Getting curated stuff straight from the artist.
Yeah, that personal touch. It builds community, I think, more than just streaming numbers.
Exactly right. And they're also open for bookings, which, signals there's looking ahead, wanting those live connections again when possible.
Okay, so when you put all these pieces together, the music, the context, the artist's engagement, this Quarantine and Chill EP feels like, more than just a few songs from 2020.
Absolutely. I'd say it's a really compact sonic document, a reflection of that very specific, very strange global moment. It captures the constraints, yes, but maybe also some of those unexpected introspective moments that came with it all.
It really seems to bottle up some of those unique feelings from that year, the challenges, the reflections.
Yeah.
So whether you already follow Keeno Worldwide or you're just hearing about them, it sounds like this EP offers something quite interesting.
I think so. It's an invitation, really, to listen for the artistry, maybe the resilience that's packed into those tracks, a creative reaction to a unique time.
And where can people find out more?
Keeno Worldwide's website is the main hub for, news, upcoming stuff, all that.
Great. Definitely worth checking out.
Yeah.
It really makes you consider how creative works, like this EP function almost like historical records in a way. They capture a moment, but they're also a response to that moment. Something to think about, maybe, how art reflects and reacts to these big global shifts.
That's a great final thought. How expression becomes a kind of time capsule.